And I know some of them trying to wish Global Bank and Browne, Stuart Young bad. But you see, you have to understand, one thing I can say to the people of Antigua and Barbuda, Browne Stuart Young is not a crook. Browne Stuart Young is a decent man. What has happened with the offshore banking sector is that they've been unable to move monies. So what is happening now, they don't have any deposits coming in, and they just have people join down on the deposits, literally reducing the liquidity. And he has a particular deposit that has a significant amount of money. He's a man trying to draw out all his money at once. Now, if Browne gave him all the bank's money, he can't service other depositors. So this man is being greedy, and he took the bank to court. Now, Browne gave the man about $10 million worth of government bonds, Antigua government bonds. Those are funds that Browne invested into our securities so we could fund our development. And he allocated those to the man. In addition to that, he gave him other securities. If I'm not mistaken, even the Huddersby Bay charge may have been assigned to him as well. So the man probably has about $20-something million worth of securities. Within the last year, Browne would have paid him over $3 million. And the man still took Browne to court and trying to make a political issue out of it. He's trying to bankrupt the bank, literally, put the bank into bankruptcy out of spite, which makes no sense. He even raised the issue with me. I said to him, but sir, all you're going to do there is to create a problem. Because whereas you have these securities and you're sure of being repaid in full, if you precipitate the collapse of the bank, then you'll be lucky if you get half your money. So the man is doing it out of spite. And I noticed Harold Lovell, he's asking us to speak about it. Well, I was on Ireland, I'm speaking about it now because we don't have anything to hide. But what Harold Lovell is trying to do is to precipitate confusion in the country. He's even trying to tie Caribbean Union Bank to Global Bank. They're two separate institutions. Caribbean Union Bank is owned 80% by the government of Antigua and Barbuda. It has the backing of the government, and the depositors' money, the money is safe. If we could bail out all kind of banks, including Deposit ABI Bank, you think we'd allow our bank to go under? But the interesting thing about it is that Caribbean Union Bank has the largest percentage of capital of any bank within the OECS sub-region. I want to repeat. The capital, which is what gives depositors a buffer. Caribbean Union Bank has the largest equity as a percentage of its total liabilities of any bank within the OECS sub-region. The bank is sound, the bank is profitable, the bank is backed by the government. The higher level, I know your trickery now. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to create confusion to give people the impression as though that the bank is not sound, so they could be running the bank. And I know you're trying to undermine Global as well because you believe that Browne Stuart Young is an ambassador for the government and he's a good friend of mine, a former co-worker and so on. But Browne has done well for this country. It is his bank that gave the government a bridging loan of $30 million that helped us to buy WEOC, something that the UPP administration could not have done after 8 years of signing an agreement to buy West Indies Oil Company for $81 million. So I'm saying this to say that ordinarily, this is a type of issue that, you have to be sensitive about. It's a banking issue, but there's nothing to worry about. And because they have made it into a political issue and they're calling us out, then, I believe in being transparent and to be as open as possible and to say that certainly CUB is safe and sound and that all Browne need right now is some breathing space. What we have decided to do, the $10 million that we owe him for the bonds, we're now trying to reissue our bonds. We have called back the bonds from the former investor because we didn't get a good deal. And on the basis that we're successful in reissuing those bonds, then we will take $10 million and prepay, or let's say have an early redemption of the bonds so that Browne can pay this man that is trying to bankrupt his bank. I mean, and it's really a terrible situation. I mean, the man need not to have gone that far. But again, I guess he's operating out of spite. Thinking, well, he can get his money out and he doesn't care what happens.